comrades have already talked about the state of fear and intimidation that we are undergoing as NUP. Our people are being hounded left, right, and center. All of you have seen the new abductions that are taking place and all that, and we want to condemn that in the strongest terms possible. Like we've been telling you people, these things which they are talking about, unlawful drilling, are just an excuse. In the last election, they abducted over 4,000 supporters of the National Unity Platform. 18 of them are still missing up to now. Were they also unlawfully drilling? So we have been making it clear that it is not about unlawful drilling or whatever fake charges they are coming up with. It is just the persecution. And like we've been saying, if you want to know that these things are just fake, look at some of the people they have picked up, including our comrade Waiswa Alex Mufumbiro. On the 12th of February, when they claim he was here doing unlawful drilling, he never stepped here at the party headquarters. He was at a hospital and he came out to talk about that. Comrade Kaija Dorin never stepped here on that day. But the criminal regime, that is a charge they have put against her. Even if you look at the people they go around picking up, so like we've been saying, they just pick NUP supporters and then start thinking about the charges to put on them. Like we said yesterday, for Doreen Kaija, they even slapped her with an offense related to running a private school that is not classified. How shameless, how laughable. You all know that when we started that school, they summoned us at police. We went and told them that the NUP School of Leadership is a department of a political party. Because we call it a school, they started asking, where is the syllabus, who are the lecturers, who is the vice chancellor? Said, do these people even understand what they're talking about? But because they fear us, first of all, NUP is the most organized political party in the country. For them, they are even struggling to build headquarters. But for us, we have a headquarter here, and we even have a school of leadership, and now we have a headquarter in Iganga, and offices across the country. So they say, who are these people to think that they can have all these facilities across the country? And you remember then they raided the school, stole our books and everything. After stealing our books, we thought they had read them. So they start behaving like leaders. But it seems they did not even read those books which they stole from us. So we condemn that in the strongest terms possible and assure the people of Uganda that that is just persecution. And like we announced recently, we are going to the Constitutional Court to challenge that unconstitutional charge of unlawful drilling. We want to challenge it before the Constitutional Court so that they stop using it to, abduct people and do all these crimes that they are committing. But we've also been saying that if you know that we have committed any offense, why do you waylay people, abduct them, torture them and all that? Summon them and see if they will not appear before the police in accordance with the law. And to that end, I recently, on behalf of NUP, wrote a letter to the IGP pointing out these illegalities, these criminal actions, and the double standards which we see. I'm sure all of you have seen videos of NRM supporters doing the military drills. For us as NUP, we don't do military drills. But you have seen NRM supporters doing military drills, and nothing happens to them. The other day you saw pictures and videos of NRM supporters putting on yellow t-shirts, moving around in UPDF trucks in this town. You have not seen that man Kulaije come out to say anything about it. They just keep talking about NUP because they fear the power of the people, and they know that they are surely on their way out. So that is the first thing I wanted to address. The second one is about the nomination process. Our president will tell you about the nomination process and what we intend to do, but I wanted to assure you that we submitted all the signatures. We submitted signatures in excess. And unlike NRM, which normally submit fake signatures, which they get from PDM books and all these things which they always do, they go to You remember in the last election when they claimed that they had collected 5 million signatures and people went and verified that those files which they took there were empty. But NUP submitted real signatures from real people. Unfortunately, like Dr. Kanabi was saying, the regime has been approaching people who signed for NUP, intimidating them. Can you imagine? In Isinjiro, they went and looked for all the people who signed for our president and told them to sign from 7 also. Now, the media may be asking themselves why we did not even notify you on the day when we went there, because we had to do it in a rubber style after learning that they wanted to claim that the people who signed for us had already signed for another candidate. So that is why if you see how we left here with our signatures, some of the people had to be on borders so that these guys do not waylay us and take away these signatures. Now, even after all that, they've been approaching people who signed for us, intimidating them, asking why they signed for NUP. Unfortunately, the Electoral Commission up to now has not yet released these certificates, and it is our hope that they are not playing funny games. Because we've been following up every day, asking them how far they have gone with verifying these signatures, because we want to be ready for nomination. And like I said, we've been asking them every day to give us that certificate, which we need to proceed to pay and all these things. They haven't done that. It is our hope that they are not playing any funny games, because the people of Uganda are watching them. Finally, I want to address the issue of the National Consultative Forum. Ladies and gentlemen, you all know that a few months back, Parliament, in a very bizarre and really criminal manner, amended the Political Parties and Organizations Act. Why do I call it in a criminal manner? Because they did not follow the law in any way possible. They violated all the rules in the book. But they went ahead and passed the Political Parties and Organizations Act amendment. NUP has been in the National Consultative Forum from inception. And the vice chairperson of the National Consultative Forum is Comrade Katana Benjamin, our national treasurer. Previously, it was Mama Jole Mugisha, may her soul rest in peace, who was the vice chairperson of that entity. Parliament amended that law because we had taken a stand against joining Ipod. One, because it was an NGO. It was actually not an NGO. It was a company limited by guarantee. So we took a stand and said we are not going to join a company, and also gave other reasons why we could not join that entity, which in our view was illegal and not binding on anybody. Then what happened was that because public funds are allocated for political parties through Parliament, they realized that NUP, first of all, was putting all the money we get to very good use. They realized that we are actually building a real political party in this country, with our party headquarters, with offices, with a functional secretariat, and everything. So when they realized that we have been on the move, they decided to amend the law to say that now Ipod will become an institution under the National Consultative Forum. They made it a department under NCF, and said that all political parties with representation in Parliament must belong to Ipod in order for them to get any public funds. They also said that all political parties which are not represented in Parliament are going to be part of what they call the Forum of Non-Represented Political Parties. So that became the law. It became the binding law of the land after passing that law. Although we are challenging it before court, we are challenging the Political Parties and Organizations Act, the amendment, before court on account of the illegalities and also the content. Because we believe that you cannot force someone to be part of something they don't want to be a part of. And like we communicated to you, ladies and gentlemen, public funds for political parties is not just a phenomenon in Uganda. In over 100 countries of the world, political parties get funding. But because of the criminal regime, they wanted to find every way possible to deny NUP those funds. So they amended the law. But now what is very funny, even after amending the law, under that law, it says that the minister, who is the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, shall make a statutory instrument for political parties to determine whether they want to be part of NCF or not. Now, what Mao did together with the regime, they said, no. They did not make that statutory instrument. We are part of NCF, but they have been having meetings discussing things to do with the amended law in complete exclusion of the National Unity Platform, which we protest strongly against. We have written several letters about this matter. All of them are here. Those in the media can access them. We have written to the Electoral Commission. We have written to the ministry itself, telling them that if you say that what is happening is in accordance with the law, one, give us a copy of the statutory instrument so that NUP decides whether to be part of NCF or not. And like I said, now that Ipod, which previously was a company, now is a statutory body. We are before court trying to even nullify that, but it is a binding law at present. I don't know if I have explained this issue well, because the media has been asking us all the time.